Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as X-3. Today I want to teach you guys how to create this Jax combo. Jax Growl, or actually Jax combo, is very gritty, very nasty, very powerful. And I want you guys to really learn this synth because I think it will definitely be used in your productions. Anyways, check out this demo example I have for you guys, showing this thing off, and then I'll teach you guys how to make this. Alright, so the first thing we want is a Combinator. The next thing we want inside this Combinator is a blank instance of Maleströme. For this Maleströme, I'm going to go through basically my mod wheel, my oscillators, mod A, shaper, and then filter, and filter envelope for the final attachment. So for my mod wheel, I'm actually going to do something a little bit interesting. I'm going to take my mod wheel index to 1. This allows me to sort through all the different granules in the synth as we go through it with the mod. Next, for my oscillator A, I'm just going to take this down 2 octaves. I'm sorry, 1 octave. So we get a lot of that nice sweet bass. This doesn't need to be routed to anything. So on to my oscillator B. Oscillator B needs to be turned on and needs to be set to game noise. Now game noise is a lot of different harmonics within the sound. So to make sure it doesn't move all over the place, I'm going to take my motion all the way down to negative 63, and then I'm going to take my index all the way to 23. Hold shift if you can't get the finite numbers. That's what the game noise sounds like. We're going to take it down an octave, and I'm going to throw out my decay and my release a little bit more to about 44. If you don't like it to ring out that much, you can always take it down to 37. So it cuts off, but it doesn't cut off like a sharp stab. Next, I'm on route oscillator B to filter B just to get that started, and make sure shaper is turned on. In the routing from B to shaper is turned on as well, and take off filter B. We just don't need filter B or filter A. So for my mod A, I actually don't do anything with the mod. For mod B, I'm going to take this to curve 4. I'm going to turn on sync for the rate, and I'm going to set the rate to 1/4. I'm then going to make sure it's all the way positive 63 for the filter. Now for the shaper, I'm going to take my amount to 103 to give it some more grittiness. For the amount, this is totally optional, but you can take it the decay, sustain, and release all the way down. Filter A and filter B are turned off, but somehow this affects both of them, even turned off at the smallest amount at 0. My computer is a little wacky, that's just the way it behaves. It throws sounds in where there's not sound. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, for the final thing for our mod wheel, I'm going to take that shift up to 12. Now, if I play with the mod wheel and the synth, you should start to notice a difference as I adjust the index. This mod wheel is super badass when you're trying to select a specific waveform or a specific granule sound within this wavetable. You know, that good stuff. Anyways, I'm going to throw on a RV7000 advanced reverb, and I'm going to throw on a preset. That should be all treetops. I want to take my decay all the way down to 5. My dry wet, I want to take that down to 9. And then after this, I'm basically going to gritty up the synth a little bit more. So the next thing we need to do is throw on a pulverizer. I want to turn up my squash to 20, take my filter all the way down to high pass, and set the frequency to 78.5. The sine wave hits at 80 Hz, so that's perfect. I'm going to turn on spread just for the hell of it. That's pretty loud. Anyways, I'm going to throw on a Scream 4 to give it some more distortion. Now this is very critical. Go to type tube. Set your P1 halfway, which is perfect, and set your P2 to about 100. There we go. I'm going to turn on my cut, lower the mids to about 26. Lower the lows to 26. The mids, bring that up to about 18. And for the highs, take that down to about 15 as well. So that's with. This is without. It removes a lot more of the low sine waves, so that way it doesn't interfere with our synth, and brings up the mids and the highs a little bit more. Next, I'm going to throw on my M-Class equalizer. I'm going to throw on 2 of them. I'm basically going to turn on low cut for both of them. But for my P1, I want to take this to 1.106 kilohertz. If you can't get those finite numbers, just hold shift. There we go. 101 or 108 should be perfectly fine. I'm going to take my gain down and the Q all the way up. For P2, I'm going to turn that on. And for the frequency, I'm going to set this to 5.1 kilohertz. So I'm holding shift. 102, that's perfect. Gain down, Q all the way up. For my second equalizer, I'm going to take my parameter 1, make sure to turn it on, to 6.4 something hertz. So I'm going to hold shift. 6.4266. Gain down, Q all the way up. P2, turn that on. P2 is at a lower frequency. It's at 165 hertz. Gain down, Q all the way up. Now, this is totally optional, but I'm going to turn on my high shelf, set the frequency all the way up, the gain to about 1.1, and the Q all the way up as well. To limit this nasty beast, I'm going to throw on a M-Class maximizer. Take it off limiter, put release to auto, turn on soft clip, and set the amount for the soft clip all the way up. If it's still a little too loud for you, you can always take the output gain to -4. That should be a little less harsh. So thanks for joining me. You guys have created this Jax Growl. I also have a lot of different presets and combination patches, but other than that, you guys have created the technique to create a very nasty and actually very minuscule Maleströme. So you're actually taking the grains down to a further level with the mod wheel. So thanks for joining me, and I'll check you guys out later for more tutorials. I'm going to teach you guys some Adobe stuff coming up within the next week or two, and then I'll check you guys out later for another tutorial. Stay safe and be awesome. Peace.